This year, my wife and I decided to start our own bee colony. Not just for the benefits of allowing us to get our own honey, but also for the pollination of our gardens and our fruit trees that we have planted. We purchased 2 complete beehives through the Mountain Sweet Honey Company. We also got all our equipment through them, and today I'm going to show you how I started to piece together and put together the beehives. I started out unboxing, as you can see here. Everything was neat, packaged well, and all the parts came in one piece. If you don't want to put together the beehive yourself, the company can actually ship a whole beehive to you. However, it would cost quite a bit more money for that shipping process. I chose to purchase the parts and put it together myself. It was fairly simple, and we were lucky that they already had a lot of the pre-drilled holes for the super. To put together the super, you just need a few simple tools. First, a good quality hammer. Also, you will want to have some 6-penny nails and a carpenter's square. Good wood glue that is non-toxic to bees, that will hold well, such as Type Bond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. It holds well in place. This will give a double layer of protection to help keep together the super, because nails and glues will bond together and keep a stronger hold. If you bought your beehive from another company and it didn't have pre-drilled holes, you'll want to drill small holes into the end pieces for each slot that a nail can go into. This will make nailing it together a lot easier. I was lucky, and the company that I bought this beehive from already pre-drilled the holes. I first started out by taking the 2 longer pieces and gluing the ends of them. I then spread them apart and took the shorter piece and put it on top of the glued ends. I gently hammered it into place, locking the pieces together. After gently hammering in the 3 pieces together, I turned the piece upside down and glued the ends that remained. I then took the last short piece and gently hammered that into place, thus creating a box. Once the square box is glued together, you'll want to take out your carpenter square and make sure that every corner is squared up. Once it's square, you can slowly start to hammer in your nails into the pre-drilled holes. Before you start to hammer in the nails, you want to go through and wipe off any excess glue that might have squirted through the cracks. Once you've done that, you can slowly start to hammer the nails into the pre-drilled holes. You do not have to square it up after every nail hammered. However, you want to periodically make sure that every corner is still square before continuing, because you don't want to nail every nail in only to find that it's not squared up and you got to take out every nail and start over. Since it's pre-drilled holes, it should nail fairly easily. You will hammer approximately 40 nails into this small boxed area, but you'll need that strength along with the glue because of how heavy it will be once it's full of honey. Once you finally finish nailing all the nails into the pre-drilled holes, you'll want to come back through and wipe up any excess glue that might have squirted through the cracks. Once you've completed putting together the super, next up will be building the frames that will go inside it. You'll need 2 things. First, the wood glue mentioned before, as well as a crown stapler that can shoot 1 1/4 to 1.5 staples. Staples work better than nails simply because they will hold tighter and not pop out. Some people have used a brad nailer, but I do not recommend it, simply because the weight of the honey as you're pulling up can cause the brad nails to come loose, whereas staples will hold much better. Putting together the frames is not difficult, it's just very time consuming and redundant. Once you do one, you'll be able to do every one in a repetitive way. I start out with the top bar. It should have a cut down the center so that the foundation can go inside it. I put glue on the two ends of the top bar, and then I take two side pieces and put it in place. Once the two side pieces are glued and locked into place, I turn it upside down and take the crown stapler and shoot one staple through the top into the side pieces on each end. Some people have shot the staples into the side instead of up top. However, for safety reasons, I decided to shoot it from the top. Once the staples are in, I turn it back upside down and apply glue to the two side pieces. I then take the bottom bar along with the foundation and prepare to put them in place. The foundation should slide right into the slot and the crevice from the top bar. Then the bottom bar I will take and slide into place using the glue to hold it until I staple it together. Once everything is flush and in place, I then take the crown stapler and shoot two staples in each side. This will hold the frame together. Once you finish the first frame, slide it into the super and make sure that it fits. It should not be too tight to pull out, but it should not be really loose either. After you finish the first one, you can start the next until all your frames have been built. The Beehive, which we purchased, came with a bottom board that was screened in, an entrance reducer, as well as a metal queen excluder, inner cover, and outer cover. These were all pre-assembled, so I did not have to build anything or add any parts. You just put them together as a whole piece. Now, of course, there are other boxes that will contain honey or brood. However, they are put together the exact same way, frames and all. They might be larger or smaller, but they are the same way to put together. Ours did come with other boxes that we could add for honey collection or brood. Once you've finished assembling your beehive, the last step will be to paint it. You'll want to find a latex-based paint exterior that is a low VOC, preferably under 50 VOC. The lower the VOC, the better it will be for your bees, as you don't want any toxicity or stress among your bees. What color you choose to paint your beehive is strictly up to you. However, there are some advantages and disadvantages based on how light or dark color you choose to paint your beehive. For people living in colder climates, you will probably want to paint your beehive black or a darker color that can retain heat much better than a lighter color, which will reflect heat. Whereas, if you live in a warmer climate, you should paint your beehive a lighter color or white so that it reflects the sun and does not heat up the inside of the box too hot for your bees to survive. I know that putting together your own beehive can seem like a daunting task, especially with all the parts that come in the boxes. However, it is a rather simple project that is just time consuming and redundant. Putting together your own beehive will also save you money, as it will normally cost extra to have a pre-assembled beehive shipped to your house. Not only that, but it allows you to understand what all parts are involved in a beehive and how to make any repairs if need be in the future. I am by no means a beekeeping expert. I'm just beginning my journey, and I hope that you will stay along and continue my journey with me as I start my beekeeping process. I hope to have many more beekeeping videos out in the future. Survival Homestead Teaching Farm thanks you for watching this video. Please continue to help us help you by liking, sharing, and subscribing.